coming up on Theater Talk.
What is the most important thing to get across to a young singer or someone who wants to learn how to sing?
Sing it in the right key.
That'll work.
That's basic.
Theater Talk is made possible in part by the CUNY TV Foundation.
Light the candles, get the ice out, roll the rug up, it's today. Though it may not be anyone's birthday, and though it's far from the first of the year, I know that this very minute has history in it. We're here, it's the time for making merry, and so I'm for making hay. Tune the grand up, dance your shoes off, strike the band up, it's today. I know every day is a winner. To me, every day is a gift. I'm sure that the very momentum of life has to move, so you'll prove that it's nifty. To me, every night it's a party, and each new night it's a ball. So get out there, grab a heart and start to live, love, and laugh at it all. There is a thank you you can give life if you live life all the way. So raise the roof up, pull the stops out, pour the scotch out, it's today. Yeah, we're still living, and we're well, gang, still raising hell, gang, in our special way. So tune the grand up, dance your shoes off, strike the band up, brush the blues off. Hallelujah, it's today. Yes, it's today.
I love that kick. I love that kick.
I know it. Did they get it?
Come around back, darling. Come around.
Oh, you know, they can talk about, after the show, they don't say you sang great. They don't say anything. All they talk about is the kick.
The kick is pretty fabulous, but so is the guest. We have a real special treat to you, for you tonight. One of the great, great singers in this country is Marilyn Maye. She came to my attention a couple of years ago, and I went to see her at Feinstein's here in New York, and I have gone back, I think, 6 or 7 times.
Thank you. Well, maybe only, we're coming up for our 5th engagement, but you came back 2 or 3 times.
To the Metropolitan. If you're in New York, I don't miss you.
I love you for that.
Welcome.
Now you're playing at Feinstein's Lowe's Regency.
We are. We'll be from the 24th of April until the, I don't know, whatever May 5th.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful room. I love being there. It's like the old days when you could work and you go right upstairs to your suite.
It's still glamorous.
Oh boy.
Well, Marilyn Maye, welcome to Theater Talk, and we want to also welcome Don Rebic, who is a terrific piano player who's played on Broadway in Jesus Christ Superstar and Dancing for Bob Fosse and Sweet Charity. Welcome.
Thank you.
And
I
should
have
say,
him now.
You have him now. And I should say, I'm Michael Riedel, the theater columnist for the New York Post, and this is my co-host of Theater Talk, Susan Haskins.
Thank you.
All right, Marilyn. I was looking back over your biography, and you were sort of discovered when you were, what, 3 or 4 years old by the great songwriters Hugh Martin and Ralph Blaine?
Well, actually, I was 9. I was a little older.
So you had a few years under your belt, right?
Yeah, I'd worked for a while by that time. My cousin, Joy Hodges, was an actress, a wonderful singer, and starred in a show called Best Foot Forward. Yeah.
Buckle down, win side.
Yeah, right. And every time my heart begins to dance, the world steps on my little toes. Do you know that? Oh,
no.
Great, great song. I recorded that. Anyway, Joy was playing in Chicago. My mother and I were living in Des Moines, Iowa, and her mother, my aunt, her mother was Aunt Leno, and we took the train in those days, because I'm really, so in those days, and we went to Chicago where they were playing, and she said, I want Ralph and Hugh to hear you sing. And so in the middle of the afternoon, the show wasn't on until that night, and with just a work light on stage, I guess as a little girl, I got up and sang something for them. I probably sang Look for the Silver Lining.
Oh, was that the song that you sang when you were a little kid?
I did, because my mother taught it to me, because you know who, it was in the show Sunny,
right.
And Mother named me for Marilyn Miller.
Now, did you have a kind of a Mama Rose-like mother?
I didn't. Mother wasn't pushy enough, or I would be a big star by this time.
Something from Gypsy, please.
Yeah, I know it. I'm so sorry. Mother. So but she played piano, and she wanted me to sing, and we needed to work because we left my daddy when I was about 12. So we really needed.
So were you the breadwinner?
Well, no, but I helped. You know,
really?
And I had my own radio show in Des Moines, Iowa, called Marilyn Entertains when I was 13, 14 years old. I must have been a very strange teenager, I don't know, because I was working in clubs and
But was that your mother's idea or your idea that you should start becoming a professional?
I've forgotten, probably both of ours, because I always loved doing what I do, and it seemed logical if they would pay me $3 or $5.
Yeah, what was the pay scale back then for your radio show?
$15
a week for show.
For the show.
Wow. And what kind of songs is a 13-year-old singing?
The guys, the armed forces guys would write in requests, and we did. Gosh, I wish I knew what we did. They're writing songs of love, but not for me. As a teenager, weird for me to sing that.
Yeah, I was good. Did you? I mean, you are a great interpreter of the American Songbook, and you bring so much human understanding to the lyrics. But when you're 13,
I know.
What were you doing?
I do master classes now, and teach privately. And when college kids, some darling young college girl will get up and she'll sing Stormy Weather, and I'll say, what do you really know about stormy weather? Find a cheery song. They're young.
Speaking of that, just to show people how wonderful you are with lyrics, can I get you to do a song for us now?
I'd love to.
One of my favorites that you do.
I'm going to go back around and so that.
Here, I'll take you around.
Yeah, no, I can do it. All by myself. I know.
Oh, don't forget your microphone.
What are we going to do?
Oh, my mic. Hand me my mic. No complaints and no regrets. I still believe in chasing dreams and placing bets. And I have learned for all you give, it's all you get. So you give it all you've got. I've had my share, I drank my fill, and even though I'm satisfied, I'm hungry still to see what's on the other side, beyond the hill, and do it all again. So here's to life and every joy it brings. Yes, here's to life, to dreamers and their dreams. When you're young, the notes are never wrong, and soon you learn that near the music you belong. Wish we could turn the years into a longer song. I'd sing it all again. So here's to life and every melody. Yes, here's to life and all our memories. It's funny how the time just flies, how love can go from warm hellos to sad goodbyes. and leave you with your memories you've memorized to keep your winters warm. For there's no yes in yesterday, and who knows what tomorrow brings or takes away. As long as I'm still in the game, I want to play for life, for laughs, for love. So here's to life and every joy that it brings. Yes, here's to life, to dreamers and their dreams. May all your storms be weathered and all that's good get better. Here's to life, here's to love, and here's to dreams come true. May all your storms be weathered and all that's good get better. Here's to life, here's to love, and here's to you. Here's to you. Cheers.
Now, were you singing that song when you were 13 on the radio?
No,
too?
no.
That and Lush Life, right?
No,
Those are the-
that,
yeah.
well, Lush Life. I might have done some Lush Life.
I love that song. I love that
Isn't
song.
that great?
When you're interpreting a song like that, are you do you feel you're acting it?
Oh,
Is that how you put a song over
well,
like that? How do you do that?
acting or sincere?
Sincere, yeah.
You know, yeah, I'm very, it's really the audience is one person.
Is there ever any one person in particular in your life you think of when you sing different songs?
No, I've tried to forget the ones I might have thought of. No, it's not true.
No regrets, no complaints.
That's right.
That's right.
I still believe in chasing dreams.
That's right. Now, of course, you also became extremely well known from television because you held a record for the most performances of a singer on Johnny Carson, who adored you.
Oh, and I adored him.
Do you remember the first time?
The crew, the band.
Do you remember the first time you went on Carson? When you first met Carson?
Here in New York.
Here in New York.
As a matter of fact, Ed McMahon came to the living room. I was appearing at the living room. My second album with RCA is live at the living room, and Ed came and one night, and after the show he said, hello to me, and he said, "You've got to do the Tonight Show." So I didn't even have to audition, which I was glad about. And we did, I don't know how many shows here in New York, and then we wound up moving. When they moved to the West Coast, then we would fly. I would fly from Kansas City to New York to do the show, or Kansas City to the West Coast, and it was incredible because the band, Doc Severinsen was so fantastic. Sketch Henderson was the first one that I worked with, and then Milton DeLugg. Oh, yeah. Milton DeLugg had a short for several years, and he still is doing your Thanksgiving parade, the Macy's.
That's right.
The Macy's, yeah. And then Doc, of course, took over, and Doc was the showman, the great musician, and we had an awful lot of fun.
Did you become friendly with Carson? Was he sort of warm and engaging off stage? Because I always heard he was warm and engaging when you were on the show taping, but when it was over with, he
did. He would leave, or at least from my side. But from the show's side, I don't know. But there was a time early when I was doing the show, and he was still doing Saturday night live concerts. And I was chosen to do some of those with him. And he used Doc Severinsen and a dance team and I. And so we would, after the show, we would all have night lunch together, and that's when you really got to know him. I look back on those days, and we never talked about our early days, but he's Midwestern, he's Nebraska.
So same as you. You're from Kansas.
And I am too, and I don't know but what that might have had some kind of a rapport with us. But he was so incredible. after my songs, he would just say these incredible things about me. My mother wouldn't have said those things, I must say. And so I've written all those down and carefully read them when I get very depressed.
Now this sad. Cue Don for, for the sad song, please.
What's
You got a
the
sad
sad
one
song?
there?
What is the sad song?
Stormy weather.
Oh, no.
Don't know why there's no sun up in the sky.
Something I do not understand about your career, because I think you're an absolutely terrific actress. How come you never were in a Broadway show?
Well, I was, but in regional theaters.
Well, I know you've done
Some very classy regional theaters, Michael.
I know, but I mean, you were in New York. You were on Carson. You were on Steve Allen. You
I
were
never
playing the
lived
big
here.
rooms.
I never lived here. And I would always, you know, once I recorded with RCA, we did 7 albums with RCA in the late days, you know. By that time, I was there with them in the late 60s, 70s, and by that time, music had done. I was too late. Had I been recording in the 40s, my life would probably.
Well, why did you decide not to come here?
Yeah, why did you decide not
Why
to
did you
live here?
stay?
I was kind of happy in the Middle West, you know, and I worked a lot in the Middle West. When I was first with RCA, I was working a club where my husband was my pianist,
Yes.
and we were there for 11 years. Can you imagine? One gig for 11 years, 5 nights a week, except in the summertime, and then we would go to Vegas and Tahoe because my daughter could travel then. She was in school, so we would go to Vegas and Tahoe in the summertime and go back to this little club in Kansas City.
So you were
Your home
happy
base.
and had a family.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
That's right.
And I was
Yeah.
teaching there too. I
Wonderful.
taught kids there. Now I'm teaching in New York,
Yeah, I
doing
know.
master classes.
What is it, if you can condense a master class for us in a few minutes here on the show, what is the most important thing to get across to a young singer or someone who wants to learn how to sing?
Sing it in the right key.
That'll work.
That's basic.
That'll work.
Isn't that
That'll work.
basic?
Yeah, that'll work.
I
That'll
think that's
work.
very basic. And you know, because they will come in and I'll say, you know, this key, and they'll say, well, I've always sung it in this key, and maybe they sung it 20 years ago in that key. Well, I don't think you can anymore. It's not comfortable for them. They probably can, but it's not comfortable. So that's an important lyric. The lyric is the important thing.
Right.
That's the story.
Right.
That's the important thing above all. Improvise on the melody, yes.
Phrasing.
And the phrasing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But to
find
break
phrasing.
down the lyrics sort of line
And-
by line to really understand what is being said.
Exactly. It's conversation. It's all conversation. And it's conversation to the audience, too, you know. They're the star. You know, we're not the star. The audience is the star.
Yeah,
In my estimation.
and just in the, you were of course connected to Broadway though in some ways, because they used to, a lot of the great composers used to use you to record their songs before the shows opened.
With RCA, they would bring maybe title tunes or what they felt was going to be the hit in the show, and they would bring them to me to record. And finally, my A&R man said, you know, you're kind of our commitment singer. And I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Well, I don't know, except that they would bring a song that they felt was going to be a hit. And also, I was getting a lot of airplay in those days, an awful lot of airplay. So they knew it would be played. And not necessarily that it was a hit for me. They were kind of turntable hits. You know, they would get lots and lots of airplay. And so they would bring Cabaret. I recorded
You recorded Cabaret before anybody else recorded
first,
Cabaret.
and she knows that I did. And we've discussed it. We really have. We've discussed it.
you mean,
You know, the one that really is famous for Cabaret.
you and the one with the Z.
But she and I have talked
She's a big
about
fan
it.
of yours, though.
Well, I love her, and you know, it's lovely that I know her now. But Step to the Rear and Let a Winner Lead the Way. Then that became a national commercial.
Yeah, well, everyone let Lincoln Mercury. How does that?
Lincoln Mercury. Yeah,
Lincoln Mercury lead the way.
Let Lincoln Mercury lead the way. Everyone here, you know, Monterey Cougar and Montego combined. That's what I really did in my earlier life, was commercials. That's where the money was.
Yeah. But you have been. I mean, I think, is it fair to say, rediscovered as a great cabaret singer? Didn't you appear at a town hall event or something, and people said, "Oh my God, she's back. Where is Marilyn?"
Well, in New York.
Yeah, in New
And no, I never stopped working. That's what I'm really have to make that statement because I never ever stopped working, all in the Middle West and in Texas, lots of Texas engagements and long-term engagements, you know. So, but then, yes, I'd worked Michael's Pub, which was a great jazz club, you know, years ago, well, like 15 years ago. Not now, no, now it would be 20 years ago, because I came back to do Donald Smith.
Donald Smith, who had the Cabaret convention.
Yes, the Mabel Mercer Cabaret convention. Actually, Billy Stritch, Billy's worked with me since he was 17, and Billy was working those, and he said, you know, they want you to come and do this, it would be good. And they brought me in, and it was actually, they had gone to Rose Hall by that time, and in 2005. And then I went away, and a year later, we did it in 2006, and by that time, the Metropolitan Room had opened. And they said, why don't you come and work here? And I said, but who will be there?
Oh, you were really?
Yeah, I said, I don't think there'll be any audience. I haven't worked in New York for 15 years. There won't be anybody there. You know, I knew that Mark Sendroff would bring 4 of his friends.
Who's your lawyer and a good friend of ours.
Right, a very dear friend of ours. And I knew he'd be there. And beyond that, and I knew Billy had some friends, so maybe we'd draw that. So I said, let's just do one night and see if it works. And Rex, bless his heart, Rex Reed was there. And we did, they were lined, when I got out of the taxi to do the gig, they were lined up out in the street a long way, and we were packed. It was really fun, and I thought, these people do their history. They really do.
Right.
That's the joy of this city, is, boy, your audience, they really know. It's really fun.
But since that time, you've been back to New York on a regular basis, 2, 3 times a year.
Well, we've worked it, if you add up the one night things, it's almost 40 times in the last 5 years.
Wow. Yeah. And you are now at Michael Feinstein's at the Lowe's Regency from April 24th to May 5th. Can I ask you to close us out with my favorite song?
Oh, I'd love to. I would love to.
You know this one, right?
I know it.
This, I should say, Marilyn made this song famous, and she dropped it from her act for years, and when I went to see her at Feinstein's, I asked our friend Mark Sendroff if she would do this song for me. So she put it back in. She said, this is for Michael. And it was such a hit. Now you keep it's back in the act permanently, right?
We do.
Okay.
And the weird thing is, now you're not the only one who requests it. They've heard it. You know.
The microphone.
Oh, sorry. Got to get you the mic.
It too is a show tune.
Yep.
You know, it was a show tune from the show called Golden Rainbow, Stephen Eady.
Yep.
So, Golden Rainbow, now I'm asking, won't you touch me tonight? Golden Rainbow, shine above me. Once is all I'm asking for. Golden Rainbow, now I need you. I never needed you more. Golden Rainbow, make me lucky. Make my golden dreams come true. Break the clouds and bring me sunshine. I'm depending on you. I'll never ask again if you give me this one thing. I'll want no more if you give me this dream. One little turn of luck, oh, I'll really be something. I want it, I need it, I'm asking, I'm begging, please. Golden Rainbow, come up shining, bring me fortune, you know how. If you're ever gonna touch me, Golden Rainbow, won't you make it now? I'll never ask again if you give me this one thing. I want no more if you give me this dream. One little turn of luck, oh, I'll really be something. I want it, I need it, I'm asking, I'm begging, please, please. Golden Rainbow, come up shining, bring me fortune, you know. If you're ever gonna touch me, Golden Rainbow, won't you make it now? Make it now. Make it now.
Nail it.
Marilyn
That's
Maye.
good. That's
Thank you.
good.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for singing my favorite song. of
Your
yours,
favorite
Go
song,
the
we'll do it.
Rainbow. Marilyn is appearing at Feinstein's at the Lowe's Regency from April 24th until May 5th, doing Golden Rainbow
Golden Rainbow every night.
Don, are you with her at this gig?
No, sadly I am not.
He was working somewhere
I
else.
was working somewhere.
And Billy Stritch is working with me.
Oh, terrific.
That'll
Great,
be
great.
fun.
Well, both of you are welcome anytime on
Ted
Theater Talk.
Firth also works with me. You know, I have Plan A and Plan A and Plan A.
Yep, very good. All right, Marilyn Maye and her accompanist, Don Rebic, thank you very much for being our guest tonight in Theater Talk. Don, could you play us out with a little something?
That's good.
That's good.
In
Night.
July. Good night, thank you. Where's my drink?
I didn't get to say
Yes,
thank you
yes.
to you and you.
No,
Oh,
I need to say thank you to you and you. Bless your heart. Mwah. Thank you.
fabulous. Thank you very much, guys. You can sign up for viewer updates at theatertalk.org.
Or you can Twitter us. Our thanks to the Friends of Theater Talk for their significant contribution to this production. Theater Talk is made possible in part by the Frederick Lowe Foundation, the Eleanor Naylor Dana Charitable Trust, the Alan S. Gordon Foundation, the Corey and Bob Donnelly Charitable Fund, Carrie J. Fries, the Dorothy Strelson Foundation, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, and the New York State Council on the Arts, a state agency.
We welcome your questions or comments for Theater Talk. Thank you and good night.